But I mean, Gucci Mane has kind of influenced all of rap that we're hearing right now.
Beyond even the music aspect, beyond the music aspect, like he just influenced people in general, you know?
So, hello Composr, first of all. Thank you for joining Toy and letting us come in and talk to you in your studio today.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for coming through.
So, how'd you get into music and get into producing?
So, music started for me when I was 8. I played trumpet in elementary school, a couple years, and then when I went to middle school, I played drums. So throughout the years, I was in like rock bands, some punk bands, hardcore. Then after high school, I would say 2008, started getting into producing electronic music, garage band. Then, I just progressed into house music and now to my new project. Now I'm working on like incorporating live instrument strings, guitars, piano.
What are some people who inspire you? Yeah, you hear that and you're like, yo, that's super dope, right?
I would say, I guess, like Tom York and like Radiohead. But my music doesn't sound like that, so I guess maybe it is an influence. I mean that's hard to say. I guess say just electronic music in general. Like usually they usually try like new techniques that I haven't heard before. I do try to mimic certain parts, but it never comes out as I expect, and I think that's a good thing. It's almost like experimenting and like from what I hear, it's kind of like a mirror image, except that it gets processed with my own taste, so it always comes out completely different than I imagined. Yeah, with this new project, it's just more about the song structure and trying to take people on a journey, like trying to build it up, like up and bringing it up and down, like make it climax. With house and techno, it's more about the rhythm and like the beat, and just more of just a consistent pulse and just having a banging beat. I'm trying to take it to another level. Like the violins and guitars, I just think it just adds more texture to the music.
What inspired that, to add the instrumentation?
I feel like the way the music industry is going, it's all going electronic and synthesized sounds. And I feel like eventually I want my live shows to just have like, I wouldn't say an orchestra, but to have more live players playing my music. Just because I feel like people can connect more to it. Because there's always that room for mistake or just flaws in general, and I feel like it humanizes the music rather than just like playing an MP3.
You see the mustache, bro? I've been DJing with this guy.
I did have the mustache just for the shoot. I was like, fuck it. If I'm gonna film, it's gonna be with the mustache.
And earlier you spent a lot of time in techno clubs, like house clubs and stuff like that. Talk to me a little bit about, the differences in the clubs, even here in New York, right? Like a Manhattan techno spot versus a Brooklyn techno spot.
Well, I live in Bushwick, so Bushwick definitely has its own vibe, you can't find that anywhere else in New York. sometimes I go out in Manhattan, but usually when I go to Manhattan, it's just like a dive bar, or if one of my friends is DJing there, I'll pop up. But Bain is a little more upscale, fancier. But the music there is just very similar, actually. I always go on Wednesday nights. My friend Marquise hosts a party there called Dance. Actually, Dance, I think 3 times. But I like to stay in Bushwick just because I always see random friends that I haven't seen in a while, and like friends that I know who are DJing, and it's just, I feel like more free here, like there are less rules.
You have some experience like in the Cali club scene.
Yeah. Well, in
What's that
LA,
difference
it's weird. It's different because everyone drives. Likes to drive out there. So you don't stick to where you like the area you live in. Like if you live in Echo Park or Hollywood, you might travel to downtown LA or even the beach areas to go to a party just because it's convenient to get there. So I feel like when I was living out there, depended where my friends wanted to go, and we would all go to just one place. Rather than in Bushwick, you could just go to several places in the same neighborhood. And,
on the same block.
Yeah, on the same block. Yeah, meet up with different people the same night. I guess I remember just warehouse parties. Like that's where it was. I mean, there are some bars that were like popular, but for the most part, when I really wanted to party, it was just underground warehouses downtown LA. And it was just so many people, thousands of people.
Thousands of people in a warehouse?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just dark and just hot, But it was fun. It was fun though.
So then as an artist, do you think you are freer to experiment more here in New York than you were here in LA?
Yeah, I feel like here I'm exposed to more genres that I would never have heard if I was still in LA.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like when I lived there, at least, it was either like, like some kind of psychedelic rock band. There's like a lot of rock music out there. Rather than here, it's like there are more sub-scenes or subcultures that like you stick to. Like for instance, I like house and techno, so I'm only in this scene, But if I wanted to, there's also dubstep or like drum and bass or who knows what else, hip hop, like.
Yeah, for sure.
What's in the background? Let me see.
Yeah,
Come check it out. Ah,
Cool.
cool.
I'll stand here where you would.
Ah, that's cool.
You're learning more instruments, like you said.
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing in your break now that you've released off the grid.
Yeah, so when I release a project, I feel accomplished, kind of, And I spent like maybe a year on that, just over time, just gradually building these tracks, doing vocals, scratching things and, revising them. But now I just want to be the best pianist I could be, best guitarist I could be. So when I'm ready to make my next project, I can take it to the next level. Alright, is it recording right now?
Yeah, who you with?
I'm Composr and I'm rocking with Toy Records.